Madira, the island of the wine of the cake of the same name. A prime piece of Portuguese real estate which has been cunningly detached from the mainland and floated further south in the Atlantic to make it even more attractive to tourists. It's sunny, it's scenic, and it's ever so slightly genteel. Not for the next couple of days though.
What are you hanging around for 10 minutes there?
Slow down. Whoa. Just slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
Actually, dropping the pace isn't an option in the Cisco Euro Challenge, an event that not only makes unusual use of Madira's swimming pools, but also of the wild and spectacular terrain of this island. And in the process, makes use of every muscle in the competitors' bodies. Though in this event, the most important muscles are the ones that operate your mouth.
Straight we've got lost, okay?
With mind-boggling puzzles and construction tasks ahead of them, the organisers are going to make the teams think hard and communicate well if they're going to succeed, making this a test of strategy, intelligence and teamwork, as well as physical fitness. 4 tough stages over 2 days of competition. 53 teams from 12 countries have come to Madira to compete for the title of the best in Europe. Now on Madira, a body in motion can basically be in one of 3 states: on a slope heading away from the water, on a slope heading towards the water, or in the water. And on stage 1, the competitors are going to be embracing all 3, because while the canoes they need to start the stage are down here at the marina, half the paddles are up there. Every stage kicks off with a mass dash to collect the stage instructions, and a dash back to the start line again for a planning session with the rest of the team. Coming up with a workable strategy before you head for the hills is essential in this event. And with only 2 hours to reach as many mountainside checkpoints as possible before making it back here again, a few extra seconds spent sitting down now could save a lot of legwork later on. The experienced teams know this. And amongst the most experienced here are the British team Lloyd's TSB. The Cisco Euro Challenge is part of the Challenger World Series, and Lloyd's TSB have an impressive record in the UK event, the Microsoft Challengers Trophy. Therefore, they've got all the skills they need to conquer Europe too.
We go to get the paddle and then we go to A. They go to 1 and then to A.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
The first stage involves 2 of the team kayaking and 2 of them running, but with both pairs having to meet up frequently to give information needed to complete the course. The catch is that the kayakers are only given 1 paddle to start with, which the runners will have to find and fetch from the hillside and take down to a meeting point as fast as possible.
It's the top of the hill, so we turn from...
Lloyd's TSB are one of the fastest running teams in the event and should be one of the first back to the water. The paddles are on top of this hill, a stiff warm-up to the stage. Barclays Bank Enable, another UK team and reigning champions in the Cisco Euro Challenge, are first to the collection point. Lloyd's TSB arriving next. And close behind the Brits, some strong European outfits like HP Española. Up to now, the Spaniards have been trailing behind Lloyd's TSB, but while Lloyd's runners have found the paddles, the paddlers haven't managed to find the runners.
We misread the canoeing map and did about a mile more than every other team, and these things happen.
Left us waiting on the beach wondering whether we'd got the wrong meeting point. But no.
It's a bit of a dodgy map because it just cuts off, so what we thought was the headland going in, which we could see in the distance, was actually just the end of the map. So we were paddling frantically to the end of the world.
Mistakes are part and parcel of this event. Just being fast isn't enough. You have to get a grip on a complicated stage format that's designed to test the team's strategic ability to the full. So while the runners have something for the paddlers have got something to give back, a code which they've already collected from an information point at sea. Once the runners have written down the code, they head back to the hills, starting off at the key collection point, where they swap the code for a key and a map reference to a checkpoint.
Guys, good running. Let's give it again.
Then it's out into the hills to find the checkpoint you've got the key for, show the marshal the key and check in to get some minutes knocked off your final stage time. Multiply that by 8, which is the number of checkpoints out on the course, and you've got some serious hill running to do. The kayakers, meanwhile, have been to one of the buoys out at sea, where they collect another code for another checkpoint and head back to the shore to meet the runners again, hand over the code, and repeat the process.
Have you got paper, Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win.
The best shot. Watch out. Watch the space. South Africa. See that? Keep watching.
So kayakers back to sea, runners back to the hills, getting as many checkpoints as they can inside the 2-hour time limit. Sounds complicated? Well, it is, and it's meant to be. Lloyd's TSB are already getting caught out on the essentials of the stage, getting to take the code from the canoeist after their first meeting.
Oh, number! Steady! Number!
So, with 2 mistakes by Lloyd's right at the start of the stage, who's going to take advantage? Probably this guy and his teammate in HP Española. Unlike Lloyd's, they're an all-male team, but like their British rivals, they've got great fitness from a background in athletics and adventure racing, and they're out to win this event. After every checkpoint, teams have to head back to the central collection area, hand in the old key, and pick up their next one. HP Española and Lloyd's are keeping perfect stride with each other at this point, something that they'll do as they head on into the competition. The ground isn't just steep on this stage, it's loose, and it looks as though the kayakers have got the best side of the deal.
No, he's cut his head open and he's got a big graze on his knee. He's going to swap over and go in the boat now. So
We're going to get. I think this. Well, this is 500 metres. So
Well, that doesn't look far.
we've got a canoe for like. That's 1 kilometre, 2 Ks. We've got to do 3 Ks.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we're good. What happened? Oh, slight trip.
Yeah.
We're good though.
You feeling good?
Oh yeah.
You going to take you back?
No.
right, we've got a dip. We've got a dip.
No choice.
It's quite nasty. Got some time to catch up.
While it's important to complete each stage as fast as possible and certainly within the time limit, the best teams like Lloyd's and HP Española will be looking to reach every single checkpoint out there. Every bleep like that means minutes knocked off your overall time for the stage. The top 25 seeded teams in the event are doing stage 1 now, the rest following later on, so the winners should come from the teams we see here. And as well as Lloyd's and HP Española, it could be these boys.
Team 45. Yep, thank you.
Green one.
We have checkpoint 4.
You good?
Yeah.
Yes, checkpoint 4.
D5.
Please.
Hey, very polite.
Thank you.
Please, thank you very much. Goodbye.
These polite young men are part of the Airbus team, not as experienced as their rivals, but fast, committed, and already with a proven track record after a victory in the Microsoft Challengers Trophy at their very first attempt. Now they're out to do the same in the Cisco Euro Challenge.
But we're doing okay. We've got 3 of the information points from out on the water, and
just waiting for our runners to come back now.
So they're out in the hills somewhere, killing themselves, and we're just relaxing on the beach.
Like a few of the other teams, Airbus aren't coordinating their meeting times properly, underestimating how long the runners will take on the land sections. If you're standing around, you're not earning bonuses.
No, we were 16 minutes past here, so 10 minutes. The trouble is, you're going to be finished long before us.
Okay. Well then, if we meet you at B, okay, we can let back in the boat, and we can meet you again.
Then you can meet us anyway.
Yeah.
With time running out on this stage, Lloyds are having the same problem. They're paddling fast to get the codes, but their runners aren't keeping pace. Their solution to the problem is to swap team members around, putting their fastest pair on the land to try and speed things up there. But it's a strategy that's about to backfire, and they fall into a trap set by the organisers. The teams who try this, they try to collect the key to the next checkpoint, not realising they don't have the old one to hand back in. That's in a canoe, which is by now out at sea somewhere.
Sorry, it's 41.
You
Are you sure about that?
you don't have...
No, just give us.
It's a moment.
It's about now they realise what's happened.
Have they given us back the key?
Eles têm de entregar o código. Eles têm de entregar o mais.
Really?
Where's the red?
No, she hasn't given us. In the canoe, Teresa had to. Okay, we'll have to go to the canoe point then.
So another mistake for Lloyds, and one that could be fatal to their chances of winning the event. Join us after the break to find out, as the challenge gets higher, faster, dirtier, and a lot wetter. Stage 1 of the Cisco Euro Challenge, and some teams are taking the signs on the beach a little too literally.
Watch your ankles.
What happened to you guys?
Well, it's 30 waterlogged. You just sank.
It just fills up. He's in the back and it just fills up with water. We go over. So, a little bit of a swim. We've gone to get us a new boat and we'll be back right as rain, ready to win. I'm self-paddled.
Of course, you can always switch over to running, but as we've seen, that's not an easy option either. And it was during the swap over, of course, that Lloyds left their key in the canoe. They've got it back now, though, and they've got a few minutes left to get to the last checkpoints.
That's it, let's go.
Airbus are first to finish the stage, not with all the time bonuses, but with the fastest time and no penalties for being late. First in, not that that means everything in the Euro Challenge.
We're very tired. It's a pretty tough stage. We're trying to keep it reasonably steady, but found it really tough on the nav. It's not so much, it's more just the terrain. You know, you pick a line, but you can't see the features on the map, and so many drops and rockiness and stuff, but yeah, it's good.
HPS Banyola are slower, but they still avoid the dreaded time penalties. They've got all the bonuses too, and this could take them past Airbus and into the lead.
Everyone or just one?
Third team in, did you pick up all your bonus points as well?
Yes, we picked them. We didn't plan to pick the latest one, the one far away, but it was quite near. We saw it and we went for it. So I don't know. I think we have arrived in third position. I don't know if the bonus will allow us to get a little better. I hope.
How was the terrain out there?
Terrain was very, very rocky. It was a little dangerous because for the ankles there was a lot of grass and rocks hidden between the grass, and you had to be careful. At the same time, we were very tight. We were lucky.
In the end, the top three have less than 3 minutes between them and are 20 minutes up on fourth place. A moral victory for Lloyds TSB, who somehow managed to stay in contention despite a sequence of errors.
And they made another big mistake by me canoeing off with a key in my pocket after we swapped runners and canoeists. So we canoed for about 5 minutes and then realised we had to go back and give them the key.
So I'd say the two errors probably cost us about 30 minutes on the stage, so it'd be interesting to see where we finish.
Astonishing then that you came in the top 5 or 6 then.
Yeah, well, hard
That's our
work.
classic.
Yeah, if only we just did the specified course, we'd be really good.
Last year's winners, Barclays Bank and Able, are down in 6 on this stage and learning the hard way that this event is going to be a lot more competitive than last year.
That's hard.
Oh, that hellish.
Oh yeah.
Did you do
Hellish doesn't describe it.
It's
Incredibly hilly and very, very rocky, and you just couldn't get your foot in. You're just going up and down dales and like little ravines and everything. And it's just hard work on your lungs, and because it's hot out there as well. Oh, God.
Aslan of the twisted ankle and cut head make the finish in spite of their problems.
48. Well done, team.
So while the lower seeded teams take on the first stage now, the top teams move away from the coast and into the mountainous central region of the island for the next one. So the top three teams are separated by less than 3 minutes, and each one of them has got a team member in this bunch sprint. This is the race to pick up the instructions for stage 2, and once those have been sorted out, it'll be off round the mountain trails of Madira on foot and on bike. With heavy rain falling, it'll be difficult and dangerous going for the bikers on this stage. Perhaps fortunate then that only half the team get bikes to begin with. It's another split stage with teams in biking and running pairs, and using this map to find the checkpoints and bonus points hidden in the forest. Now, with a featureless map like this, some confusion's unavoidable.
Where we said bye to them.
Basically, the course consists of compulsory checkpoints where the biking and running halves of the teams have to meet up, and the blue bonus points which either the runners or the riders can visit. Teams don't have to go to the bonus points, but each one they do will reduce their overall stage time. The trick is to find the quickest route and work out which bonuses are best for foot and which for bike, and to time your meetings at checkpoints so the whole team is working to an effective strategy. When the teams meet at checkpoints, there's a further opportunity for a bonus by solving a puzzle. This stage will reward the quick thinkers as well as the quick runners.
1,010 euros for ribbon track, 30 euros. How much did he start with? 70? 100. Okay, right. 100.
Mind you, not if they announce the answer to every other team in the surrounding area.
I'll run with you then.
So we shouldn't go for C.
Wait. Let's just.
We shouldn't go for C because then we have to double. And C's 15.
The course is designed to be virtually impossible to complete, so you have to work out what you can do in the allowed time without being late back and incurring time penalties. The leaders, HP Espanola, are actually one of the few teams capable of completing the whole course, and they'll need to do something close to that to stay ahead of Airbus and Lloyd's TSB. Airbus are following pretty much the same route around the course as HP and at the same speed, with both running halves of the teams arriving at checkpoint 3 ahead of the cyclists. All right, you might want to grab a pen and paper now, because while they're getting their breath back solving this puzzle, you can too.
That's word. I shouldn't talk it to say it too loud.
If you're struggling for the answer, don't worry, you're not the only ones.
You've got Rome. You have Rome, Paris, London. If you want to cross Europe across the world, you get Rome, Paris.
This is halfway between Rome and London.
Yeah.
Halfway.
Yeah.
And
Don't tell the cameraman.
so you say it has nothing to do with the cities?
That's half there.
Yeah.
The Airbus runners are solving it quietly, and they'll need to have it done before their bikers arrive. It's a long climb up to checkpoint 3. HP Espanola's bikers still ahead of Airbus.
Halfway. Up. Jose, arriba. Always up. Be careful.
Getting up there. Checkpoint 3. Go on, we can spin this. I'll give you a tow. Hang on, mate. Right inside. Hang on. Okay. Go on, mate. Go on. Good man.
By the way, if you're still puzzling over those numbers, here's a clue.
10 kilometres for each vowel and 5 kilometres for each consonant.
You're right.
This team's got it, and so have HPS Bagnola, just in time to stay in front of Airbus, who in turn solved the puzzle just in time for the arrival of their cyclists.
Yes,
Okay,
okay. We're going to go up to here, double back, grabby, and then we're going to go to 4.
Yeah.
We want you to do both of these.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do both of these.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right, let's go.
Still nothing to choose between the two lead teams. Only a minute separates them after stage 1, and neither of them can afford a big mistake.
Yeah, but is there a footpath? Have you seen a path going off the left? Yes, there was another after checkpoint.
Going off to the left, even more left.
It was very left. It was left.
Which one did we do?
Right.
What I mean is, I'll show you. We just came to there.
Yeah.
Then we went up this track, which in theory, according to this single track,
Okay.
we should then be forking off right.
Yeah, what is it?
It's around there. We've got to run around. Well, because of the chevron, looks like you can cut across. We've got to run around, so carry on. We're doing fine.
A bit of precious stage time wasted there, a mistake Airbus can ill afford with the competition so close. Now, after hacking round a course of this intensity, the finish line is going to be a very welcome sight indeed for the competitors. But just as it hoves into view, they're going to have one last choice to make. Should they go for a final bonus point? If they do, it's going to mean getting down this track here, and more importantly, getting back up it. The final bonus point is there to tempt the competitors into a costly mistake. It doesn't look far, but it's fearsomely steep and will take 15 minutes to do. If you're near the end of the stage time limit, going down could be an expensive decision. Having got away from Airbus, HPS Bagnola have swept the course, collecting every bonus point, including the last one. Lloyd's TSB have done the same, and if they've got all the puzzles right, these teams will have collected an entire stage's worth of time bonuses, giving them a finishing time of 0 minutes, 0 seconds. Airbus, remember, started the stage between those two in the rankings, but there's no sign of them at the finish yet. So how was it when you get to the top of the hill and you see the finish line there, but then you have the choice of going for the final bonus?
Yes. We have agreed that if we didn't find here, the two first go down to the hill, make the checkpoint and go up. And of course we have arrived first. Very hard, the last one, very hard. Yeah. 500 meters, go down.
With less than 10 minutes left on the stage, Airbus have decided to go for the last bonus. It's a gamble to stay in the race, but one which could cost them the race.
We don't, so we're cutting it fine, because we know in order to do well we're going to have to cut it fine, so we're just going to go all out and go for it, and if we get a penalty then we'll just have to deal with it. So.
Other teams are already regretting making the same decision as Airbus.
How far? 300 metres of hell.
300 metres.
300 metres of hell.
Thanks, boy. Only two of us go down there. Hold on, Veggie. That took us too long to get that puzzle sorted.
The stage is now closed. The stage is now finished and closed. Please do not let any team members dip at any bonus points or checkpoints. The stage is now closed.
But either way, it's been to look as though this decision to go for the final bonus is going to backfire on you.
It looks like it is. Well, what we did is we left CP4 with 20 minutes remaining. And we said to the boys, well, if you think you can do it, then do it, otherwise don't. But they obviously thought they could. Can you see them?
Go on, boys! Hey, we can help them with the bikes. They'll be dashing. Can you confirm if
Airbus are now racking up serious penalty time, but of course the quicker they get to the line, the less the damage will be.
It's only 50 metres on the left. Right there. Go on.
Got it.
30 minutes. Oh, that's easy. 60.
Well done, guys.
Who's the dipper?
Oh, last one.
Come on, Jason. Come on.
Come in.
44, well done.
You don't need to
Hand in your control card for me.
Control card. Control card, Jace. Shouldn't be going first. Sorry. Sorry, lads.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
How long are you waiting there?
Don't worry. Don't worry. You're there.
Doesn't matter.
Plenty of British teams in the top 10, but the Spanish have breathing space out in front. Despite losing another 10 minutes to HPS Banyola, Airbus hang on to second, thanks to Lloyd's TSB getting a puzzle wrong. The teams get an overnight rest now, but join us after the break for the last two stages, when we see if Lloyd's TSB and Airbus can keep their heads above water and come back to win. Stage 3 takes place on a mountain plateau 5,000 feet above sea level and just beneath the tallest peaks in Madira. Today, all 53 teams will compete together instead of being seeded into groups as on day 1. It means all the results are now in and everyone can appear together on the scoreboard. Although when you look at the scoreboard, together seems a bit of a relative concept. With the slowest performers already 9 hours and 43 minutes behind the leaders, the huge times racked up by some teams show just how severe the penalties are for missing a compulsory checkpoint or being more than a couple of minutes late back at the end of a stage. After their strong first day, HPS Banyola went to bed in first place. However, when they woke up, they found themselves second, 5 minutes behind one of the teams in the lower seeded half of the draw. Scania are a quartet of expert orienteers from Sweden. Coming into the event, nobody outside Sweden knew that, so they got seeded as an outside bet. Not any longer. What kind of a team do you think you've got for the whole event? Do you think you can compete and maybe win it?
We are fast, but we are not very clever. So we'll see. we have done a few mistakes, so maybe we do mistakes today too. We're not sure. Okay. But we run fast.
All right. So do these guys, and they'll be looking to get back to where they thought they were yesterday. If it's bad news for the Spaniards, it's even worse for the chasing British teams, who now find themselves a further 5 minutes off the pace and needing to refine the form they showed on stage 1. This stage takes place in the central region of Madira, and it's a straightforward orienteering challenge. 6 compulsory checkpoints to find as quickly as possible inside the 2.5-hour time limit, and 7 all-important optional bonuses to reduce your final time.
The hard already, this is the first hill we've hit. I think the air's a bit thin up here. Okay. Yeah,
Are you suffering a bit there?
Oh, I need 2 guys to move in.
You suffering there?
Torn calf muscle.
Just warming up.
Just ripped it again.
I feel like Jeff warmed up.
Pills killing me.
What are these 7 minutes only?
What's carrieros? What are these carrieros?
Well,
doesn't have it on the back.
snatch.
Sorry, which carrieros?
Third
one down, third one down.
It's
Pathway.
pathway.
Pathways. The pathways, man. We'll meet you at D.
15 minutes down on the new leaders, Airbus need all the bonus points available on this stage if they're going to stay in the competition. It's tight, but it is possible, and with half the time gone, they've collected half of the checkpoints and bonuses. They've started with the western half of the course. Now they turn and head east.
Yeah, something to the right. Yeah, good for that. Yeah, the trouble is, there's a lot of paths that aren't actually paths. Which one, guys? Good track here. Okay.
As on stage 2 though, their navigation isn't exactly bad, but it is uncertain, and soon they're heading back the way they came.
Mark, fine. Go onto the wood, Jason.
Then heading back again.
Getting dizzy.
This is the checkpoint they're searching for, and they're not the only ones in trouble. The checkpoint here is at the top of the screen. HPS Bagnola have missed it too, and they're off course further down the mountain, a mistake which cost them 15 minutes. It's an uncharacteristic error for the Spanish, and at the worst time. The leaders Scania are orienteering specialists, so this was the ideal stage for them, and their rivals in this event are making it even easier as the Swedes head straight to the same checkpoint.
Still going strong. Oh, so hard. Ska vi där eller? Det är korta.
Scania, unsurprisingly, are the first to finish the stage, and with a good half an hour to spare on the time limit. So you're the first team back. I suppose the big question is how many of the bonus points you went for?
We have got everyone, so we have visited all the bonus points, so we are satisfied. It was a very good race.
It's damage limitation for the others now, and they simply have to get the final 3 bonuses in the woods at the bottom of this hill. But as with the last bonus of stage 2, it's a trap, easy to get to, followed by a tough climb back up to reach the finish in time. Teams have to work out whether they can do it, and many of them are going to get caught out. HPS Bagnola are quick enough, despite their mistake, to have done these last bonuses without any pressure. But as they come up, Airbus are heading down, once again determined to go for everything. And as Airbus head down, another fast British team, HP UK, in 5th place overall, are deciding whether they should do the same.
20 minutes, you reckon you can do it? Right, I suggest we get E. I'm going to go road. We get E. This way, shall we? And we see them at the finish. We just get E and we see them at the finish. Because there's no point. Should we try F? We can try F.
Nail that one.
No way. We do F, we do E. Look at the train. Look at it. It's if you can get back in 20 minutes, there's no point in you hanging around. There's no point in you hanging around for 10 minutes there. Yeah?
Slow down. Whoa.
If you can get back in 20 minutes, then we'll get back and meet you. We'll meet you there.
Just slow down.
Slow down.
You're getting the finish.
Slow down.
Slow down.
Okay.
Just think about it.
You're going to the finish. You're going to the finish.
Yeah, okay. Just slow down.
You said that 10
Just go
times.
straight there. Yeah?
Stop. Okay. We're here now. Do you think you can get any of those two?
F and E, that's all we're going to go for.
Okay. That's 25 minutes. You don't think you can get
F and E, that's all we're going to go for.
Think about it.
F and E?
Look at the paths there.
They give you 35.
Look at the paths there. There are paths straight to H. Those black things.
Yeah, we thought there was a path straight to E and we got lost, yeah?
Okay.
I'm just confusing. That's why.
Yeah, but we got lost. We thought there was a path straight that we got lost, okay?
Ricky, can you just slow down? You know why you got lost? Because you can't try to go that way. There's a path straight there to E from the road.
So why didn't we find it?
Because you went up here.
You came up here. You joined up here.
Okay.
So that's why you got lost, mate. Honestly, these are paths. That is a path.
And last we know, they were still talking it over. Airbus, of course, had no time to talk. They had to go for that last bonus, and their fastest pair have collected it and are heading back up to the finish. A long time after HPS Bagnola, though.
No, go back, go back, go back. I don't want to drag you across the road from the car. Okay?
By now, HP have the finish in sight, and Lloyd's TSB are crossing the line too, safely within time, though not with all the bonus points.
Well done. Have you got your control card for me, please?
We didn't go right the way down to the very
we didn't get the 2-minute one either.
Right, okay.
No, it didn't 2 minute.
Well done.
We did all good.
Yeah, good effort. It's a bugger of a hill, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's a hill coming back up that hill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Hard. Hard. Very hard.
have our camera.
One person dip, one person.
¿Habéis hecho el de 5 minutos?
Thank you.
Sí. Qué chungo era el nuestro de 15, tío.
So did you go for all the bonus points?
Yes, we have got it, everything. Okay. In time, no? Yes, in time.
Yeah, you're in good time. So that's a pretty good result. Bad news for you is that Scania came in a long time ago with all the bonus points too.
Oh, it's live.
HP Espanola, second overall, but leading the philosophy subcategory. And as usual, plenty of time to contemplate the meaning of life for half the Airbus team, who can't cross the line until their partners arrive. The big question is, will they make it? And the answer is not until after the break. The end of stage 3, and time is running out for Airbus, along with many of the other teams who've overreached themselves on this stage.
Mein Gott. Jochen, komm, sorg's einer mal, Viertelstunde noch.
Une minute! Harder! Go, allez! Come! Well done, Jason! Colin!
I don't think we need to tell them to hurry up, do we?
Come on! Push it!
Once again, it's a damage limitation sprint to the line.
Well done, guys! Well done, guys.
Well done, very hard. We're coming back up from the last bonus point, and it's uphill all the way. We were warned about going down that it was going to be quite steep. We had to come back up it, and luckily I had Jace. Jace towed me up most of the way, and it's just a sprint for the line then. The last kind of 2k, go as fast as you can. Thanks.
Well done.
A little bit now.
Well, we couldn't have given it more anyway.
Well done, Colin. How was it?
Oh, hard.
Yeah.
And costly. Airbus are now over an hour behind the leaders, and their competition is for third with Lloyd's TSB. First is a battle between the Spaniards and the Swedes. So, hard morning over, hard afternoon still to come. And for the final stage, the competitors head down from the mountains into picturesque tourist territory. Now, the object of this next stage is to get from up here in the little village of Monte down to the seafront at the capital Funchal. And the traditional way to do it, apparently, is to get two blokes in straw hats to push you downhill against oncoming traffic 2 kilometres in a wickerwork sofa. Which, of course, once it's been explained to you, seems like the most natural thing in the world. Funnily enough, the organisers took one look at the MFI transport option and decided the competitors would go down by cable car instead, which rather leaves the onus on me to make a fool of myself for the good of the programme. All right, lads, let's get it over with. Have you got fully comprehensive insurance on this, or just third-party fire and theft? So the competitors are going to take the sedate route down to the coast in the cable car, but they can't just buy a ticket, they have to earn it. And the way they earn it is with a series of 7 tasks right up at the top of the hill in Monte Palace Gardens. Only once they've completed them can they head down to the coast. On this stage, the competitors have to choose 7 from a menu of 20 possible tasks to complete. Their choice is whether to solve puzzles,
Right, we've got 1 orange.
or go for the more physical option of searching the gardens for some of the objects which are shown on the photo boards here.
Stay here, it doesn't go anywhere, does it?
I think the Japanese garden is here.
Oh, that goes down.
choice here is pretty straightforward. Either you think you're better at running around looking for things or solving puzzles. And while Airbus go for the more cerebral option, Scania put faith in their leg power, eyesight and a little bit of luck.
Bam, bam, bam.
Of course, running around the gardens is a lot more tiring than solving a static puzzle, and the puzzles offer big time bonuses. But Scania's method shouldn't lose them too much time, especially if the pressure on the chasing pack means they lose their ability to think straight.
So that's 16 hours. 420. 4 1. Oh, come on, brain. 20.
With the second half of this final stage running straight on from the first, nobody knows how well they or their rivals have done in part one. Scania can have no idea whether they're still leading the event, and they won't know until everyone has crossed the finish line. Conveniently, the final stage finishes at the team's hotel. Slightly less conveniently, it involves building a canoe from the planks and sticky tape left for them by the organisers, then paddling it without capsizing across the hotel pool. This last stage has favoured the teams with more brain than brawn, and HP UK, fifth going into it, are one of the first to make the slow and nervous journey across the pool. Once the bow touches the other side, they can run up the hotel steps to the finish. So, with the four teams ahead of them coming into this stage still building their canoes, HP UK are the leaders in the clubhouse. They're unlikely to stay in first place though. For the hotel guests watching from their balconies, it probably looks as though all the competitors are a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic. In fact, they're 2 bolts short of a canoe, quite literally as it happens, and they can't finish building the boats without them. The final test of a testing 2 days is that the missing hardware is stashed on a platform a few hundred metres out into the Atlantic. And since they don't have canoes, of course, there's only one way to get them. The top 4 teams are all building at the same time, but they can't rush the job. If you sink in the pool and fail to finish the stage, the penalty will be an hour, which no one can afford. While Scania's canoe is showing some traditionally sturdy Swedish engineering, fast-building Airbus are going for a more sporty English model and hoping it'll work.
Don't worry about it, just take it. You won't hit it properly. Just take it together.
However, if Christopher Columbus had put these guys in charge of boat building, unlikely America would ever have been discovered. For those teams who have built their boats, it's not sinking but staying upright, which is the problem.
Stop him, Cole, stop him. Easy, easy, easy.
Of the 4 teams competing for podium places, Airbus are first onto the water.
Steady with your hands, that's it. Well done, boys, well done.
And first to make the hard run up to the finish, moving HP UK out of the top spot. Next into the pool, a Scania.
Yeah, get to the goal. Can't use the edge, can't use the edge. The edge, just push it, push yourself away.
Sitt still, hämta skorna.
As soon as it touches. Get out!
We did it, we float.
Well, Scania said they weren't very clever, but they've survived a very mentally demanding stage to maintain their lead, with only 2 threatening teams still to cross the line. Lloyd's TSB are the next stopper. A great final stage from Lloyd's TSB, and they slip in front of Airbus after chasing them for most of the event. They'll be the top British team. Only HB Española to go, with the most aggressive pool crossing of the afternoon. Unable to reproduce their form from day one and paying the price for their orienteering mistake, HP Española just about hold on to second and leave Scania as clear and unexpected winners. Not too much disappointment from the defeated Spanish though. Or indeed from any of the finishers who'll be in for some much tougher climbs than this when the next Cisco Euro Challenge goes to Bavaria.